Okay, I got me a new project. Means I splattered my ringmaster all over the place. It was recommended that this would be, and I've flown one of these before. They fly great. And they said this would probably be a good short time fix till I build a decent airplane for stunt training. Well, that's the poor old ringmaster wasn't. It was pretty much a flying brick. These hollow profiles aren't exactly the greatest thing that they ever came up with. So it was recommended I get some maple for the engine mounts. Got a piece of plywood because I didn't want to chop up a whole sheet of aircraft ply that I got here. Yeah, my bum is still burning from that one. And half-inch piece of length of balsa, which is enough to build 2 fuselages, I think. Maybe not. Oh well. I can always do the old scarf joint. It was recommended I build a solid balsa fuselage, which I'm going to do, as you can see, and stretch the thing about 2 inches. They got kind of chintzy with the plywood here in the front, and they say bring it back a little bit beyond the high point of the airfoil on the wing. So I'm going to do that as well. So we're going to stretch and upgrade this ARF, and I'm in a pinch. I was thinking about just hammering this together. Yeah, just drop it there, you dummy. Yeah, but that is about as straight as Freddie Mercury. So that ain't gonna work. But this piece of wood is nice and straight. So instead of kit bashing, we're ARF bashing. We'll stretch her out a bit, improve it, and yeah, I guess it is literally ARF bashing, because you know, people change kits, they call it kit bashing. So ARF bashing, well, we'll call it Project B.A.R.F. Yep. Get this Flite Streak upgraded and ready for the field. See what happens. First thing I'll do is trace out the fuselage. Front's going to be the same. Mark off 2 inches. Really going to stretch her out pretty good. Keeping the top flush here is the top of the B.A.R.F or the ARF. It's quite flat. Mark this off. I can see already it looks like this incidence is high. So I'll have to mark off the center of the cutout for the wing and make sure this is the same. Okay. Need something longer than that. There. One stretched fuselage for a Flite Streak. Something else I'm getting rid of. The plastic canopy. Yeah, it's light, but yeah, it's flimsy. So I just traced it out. Stick a balsa one on. You know what? It's really not any heavier. Hardest part is keeping that damn blade. Of course, you don't do this all in one score. Just keeping that blade vertical. The plywood plates for the sides and the nose, I was told they should go past the thickest part of the wing cord, which I've done. And this is aircraft ply, nice and hard, which was recommended as 1/8. So I got one side done. I'll trim them up to fit real pretty, trace it out, get side 2 done. There, one ply side's on. 2 maple hardwood engine mounts are in, and now it's time to get the other side now. Okay, get the nose all done. Plywood's on her. Engine mounts are drilled. I rounded the corners off a bit. Same in the bottom. I was told I should not round them right off. Just keep her beefed up. And the top I left flat so far because I'm just going to stick a... I still got to put the vertical fan and canopy on her. So she's a hell of a lot more rigid than the other one that came with. So she's getting there. So just got to line up the wing and mark out where the covering has to be removed. And then I got to make sure the incidence is 0 on the horizontal stabilizer. And cover it. Well, since the rest of the airplane's covered in monocoat, as it would be being top flight, I'm just going to give it a coat of this Cover 8 balsa. It's basically a brush-on adhesive. Normally I'd use Stixid, but I can't find it, so I got some of this left, so I'll just use it. It's for film, and it also helps fuel-proof the wood, because as we know, the oil from the engine loves to creep underneath that iron-on film, which you don't get near as much with dope. So put a coat of this stuff on the whole fuselage. I got some black, I got some white, and I got some red that doesn't quite match, but it's good enough. That's almost an orange, isn't it? So be good enough for a stunt trainer. Yeah, like I mentioned, this stuff's a good fuel proofer. So most of this already has a nice epoxy film on it, because I tend to coat the whole hardwood mount with epoxy. I thin CA'd the holes for the engine mount. I put hardwood dowels in wherever I'm going to need. This is for the landing gear. I was going to put the dual gear on. I said to hell with it. It's leaner and cleaner with one wheel. I've flown them with one wheel and never any trouble with it. And I put hardwood dowels in where the 2 screws are going to go for the gear mounting clamp. Also stuck another hardwood dowel in here where your push rod guide's going to be roughly. It's oversized because I don't know exactly where it's going to be. I just know roughly where it's going to be. Yep. So, you know, for 2 evenings work, that's really all I get into this. I think it's going to be a real nice improvement over the short hollow profile fuselage it came with. Not the best job in the world, but she's getting there. I guess it's a reasonable facsimile. Ain't pretty, it'll do the trick. It's a pretty hasty job. Ideally I would have used dope on this, but like I say, wham bam, thank you ma'am. Stunt trainer probably won't last very long anyway. So we'll start assembling this bugger.